I'm returning to land that's mine. Growing up and living abroad, you lose your sense of belonging. You feel like you stand out in society. But today I'm home. The place where my mum was born and her mum before that. But my country doesn't exist to the rest of the world. We are unknown to many, but deeply loved by ourselves. Somaliland is where my story began. But that is something that I don't speak about often. It's a stain on our society and our way of life. It's a subject that needs to be spoken about, addressed and eradicated. I'm speaking about the harms and dangers of Khat.
Dadka waanan iibiyaa waana necabahay.
What is Khat? Khat is a drug. It comes in the form of a green leaf. As you saw in some of the footage, it's a bouquet of stems and they rip out the leaf and literally just chew it. Khat is commonly used in many countries. You got Kenya, you got Yemen, you got Somalia, of course Somaliland, and Ethiopia. As mentioned, it's consumed by chewing the leaves one by one for several hours. It has many side effects. So of course, they get high off it, hallucinate, and of course, they become paranoid. It keeps them awake and alert. So throughout the night, they'll be awake and then they will be sleeping throughout the day. This of course leads to breakdown of families, it reduces productivity, and literally your life is consumed by it. So yeah, that is Khat. It is literally a leaf that they chew and it makes them high.
This is going to be our first look at how Khat is brought in and sold here in HARGEISA. Even myself as a Somalilander, someone who's come here many times, I've actually never personally been to places where they sell Khat. So it's even interesting for me to see how it's like and what the environment is inside.
markii dambe la qabsaday
Iyagoo siiyay
waxay siiyeen nin adeerooyinka Mareykan jooga
waxay ma itusi kartaa si jaadka loo cuno
waka you see tayo chiisa laga cunaya no waka إما كرم ولي مرقان ما قاتي واي ها
وحي ما أنتنا حلي جبا وقت جبا بالعرض الشات عندي ما أنت وحنا بالعرض ساك إيه مثلا تقبلي أو مالك شات أنا عنين موتيرا ما كلابنا إيمانية بس مالك تكلم ما لبلا عندها أو مالك ساعة عندها وانا daily every day إيه مثلا روح مالتي دولار أهان شات $5 oo lacagta xaqiiqa laga keenaa $5 maalin kasta lagu cunayo waxa laga keenaa tuulibanahay anagu dadkan guryaha dhisanahay ee kuuliga qaada ee baaldiyada la roora marka wixii aan soo shaqaysano intana xaafad doontina inta kana qaadan ku cunaa soo goorma kuuru dambeysay oo maalin dan chat aan cunin sharciisho qaadwaagi goorma kuuru dambeysay qaadwaagi kuma
وما كان كل شيء
سنة كيفها؟
سنة كيف مسبح شيء قاطع
كرانيبا.
So how long does it take you to finish this whole branch?
وساعدنا كل ما نادي
1 day.
1 hour.
1 hour.
1 hour.
I said 1 day. And he said 1 hour.
So معناته امس قربة كم كعنتها? How many of these do you eat?
كيف شغلنا منا؟ لبر ربع. المقوى ربع تري.
So لبر ربع مالك سعنتها. He eats 2 of these every day.
Wait, he finishes it in 1 hour.
Yeah.
So 2 hours of charge.
Yeah.
Right, in a day. So 2 hours.
So معناته لبر ساعة ما قيشة.
مي. لبر كلم. قال لك تنبال عنا مقرنسا كلامه لا سوق يا إما
How long, if he only chews chat 2 hours a day,
He doesn't. He said he chews twice a day.
twice a day,
Yeah.
how long does that high last him?
So وحي المرقانكا ما تعنتيد كان. How long does it last? إما ما ساعات بمرقانة سما لبا ساعة ما 3 ساعة. إلى عوا.
كيف حنا سدي
You're high until you go sleep tonight.
Nice, okay, nice. You guys happy right now?
ها
Now happy? Good.
وحي ما فرحتين.
ها
Very happy.
Good.
هبي
So this is the first time I'm handling chat. To me, it just looks like basic, any leaf I would actually pull from a tree. Like as you can see, it's just branches. It's just a basic leaf. So it's incredible to think that this makes them high, and they can't live without it. And it's a lot. I'll taste it.
You're gonna have your first taste.
I'll taste it. Obviously, guys, just to clarify, you're not gonna get high off one leaf.
How does it feel?
No, it's like you look. Imagine eating a leaf. That's all it tastes like. It just tastes like a leaf. But
Before coming here, have you ever heard of Khat?
never heard of Qad. Moody told me about it, obviously, but I was always like, what is it? To find that it's just a normal leaf. I thought there was like, you know, you could think of marijuana. I thought it might be like marijuana, or it doesn't look like a drug to me, and that's understandable to a kid as well. I think when you're growing up and you just see your dad having a leaf, you wouldn't think it's a drug. When you're young, you usually think of syringes and like stuff like that, you know? So, yeah, can't lie, I shouldn't have had that bite because it actually just tastes like a leaf. It's weird. But yeah, it's interesting to finally have my first experience with chat.
Having physically been in a place where they sell and consume khat, we were eager to find out more, so we reached out to a former addict and current worldwide activist, Bakr Awale.
My name is Bakr Awale, and I am an activist and anti-Khat campaigner. I'm also ex-user. I do a lot of work with raising awareness on dangerous consequences of Khat use.
How was your life when you was an addict?
When I was addict, when I was using Khat, my life was under control of Khat. And basically waking up 4 o'clock in the afternoon and having severe headaches and moody and aggressive and in order for me to function and feel confident again, I have to chew. So it was kind of a routine way of life, waking up, chewing, waking up. It was I can say, hand on heart, Khat took me the lowest point of my life.
What damage is Khat doing to the Somali culture?
Khat is destroying Somali culture, Somali economy, Somali, the fabric of society. The Khat use is associated with other drugs, with other drinks and crimes, and absent fathers, lack of role models. We normally look at Khat users, but we have to think these are fathers of some children, and it will have an impact on that families, and it will have an impact of the wives and mothers who are suffering in silence. You know, I believe, and I honestly believe, Somali mothers, Somali wives are the most strongest women in the world, who put up and live with such a conditions and where the husband is using Khat, spending all the money, spending all the time away. It's destroying families, the culture, the family value.
Hearing how it affects society and how much women have to endure, it's not only difficult to hear, but also to witness. From my experience so far, it seems as though it's a drug that's holding Somaliland back. We spoke to a local woman who sells khat for a living, but resents it with her heart. It came to us as a surprise, but opened our eyes to the reality they face.
jaadka waanan iibiyaa waana nacabahay waxaan ku nacabahay rag iyo dumar had iyo jeer haysta arkaysaa waxaad arkaysaa nin naagtiisa uma galmo waayo maxay tahay ay ka duday oo noo soo cilano dhakhtar markii daba u dirnay oo 3 bilood jaadka iska daa lagu yiri oo markuu jaadkii joojiyay ilmo u dhasheen ayaan u taagnaa anagu marka jaadku dhib buu leeyahay dhib weyn buu leeyahay ku haya qoysaska dhaqaale burbur buu ku haya ninba maxay tahay wuxuu yiri jaadka mijin jaadu meel ka iibsaday mijintii buu daawaday saasuuri walka baabu gashaday waan weydiiyay maxaa ku dhacay ka daawana sabaa ku wuxuu caasha dhagala la idhaayo mariinkeegu wuu waxbad baca masruufkeeguna waa midhar sigaara marama ma laha buu waa naagteedii halkii buu dhigtay marka dhibkaas uu nagu hayaa anaga tar dumar nahay mana duudu meel lama tagto dhibkaas uu nagu hayaa anaga tar dumar nahay taba baalku
Staying with my auntie here in Hargeisa allowed me the opportunity to have a discussion with her regarding the ongoing problem of Khat.
dibaatada waddanka loo arko maxaa ugu daran marka Qaadku ku saabsan yahay
waxa ugu daran ninka inta saaka shaqo tagay meel ka shaqaystay ruusiyo gaajoonaysa chaatistay ma dhibaato ka weyn baa jirta ruusiyo gaajoonaysa waxa ayuu chaatisanaya kawadii waxay oranaysaa carruurta seenada maxaan siiyaa wuu ku dumaya reerkii dhib ka weyn ma jirto see la tahay aniga kolka taasi way khasaaro u badan waa carruurta iyo dumarka iyo reerka
oo wiiliga ma jiray bariga jaadana
saan u jiray laakiin san ma hayn
wasiirib waxa
intan qaxootigu busan siinooda
waay muxuu darnaaray sanadaha
waxani waa xawiyaan dadkan qaxootigu ka soo noqday waa wada bilaa camal caleentan bay dug sidii xooluhu bay daaqeen wax kalaba kama fikrayaan on caleenta ay u yaacayaan kolka ايش فايده wax faa'iido uma jirto wax faa'iido halka u yaala ma jiro oo khasaar ahayn laga bedel karayo ilaahay ka bedel ma ahe idina ka bedel karmayso laakiin hadii laga bedeli lahaa de mustaqbal bay yeelan lahayn xun ba ka soo bixi lahaa laakiin imika ahaan magaaladu laba ay qaybsantay rag shaqaysanayo lacag haysto shaqaysanaya iyo qaar kaun daaqaya kolka kii ka daaqaya mustaqbal beel kii laakiin de shaqaysanaya kolka labada dabaqadood weeyaan qol waa qolada wuxuu daaqaysa qolna waa qolo shaqaysanayso jaad iyo waxaan bomraad kala hayno de iska shaqaysanaysa wallahi bahalkaasi dhibaato badan buu qoyaa dhibaato badan dadku qoyaa laakiin ilaahay farish uga soo rogamay fish innagu aynu arkaynaa ma jiro aynu ka qaban karayna
I can't believe how eye-opening this trip has been, coming to Somaliland and actually seeing how embedded this poison is within their society. Like in the UK, Somali people are actually known for religion. I'll be honest, like everybody that can, whenever they talk about Somali culture, you know that their culture is actually majority of the time it's Islam. They ain't got no separate culture or nothing like that. They really embrace Islam well. And for me to come here, where religion is still huge and they follow it, it's just this addiction, they just don't want to get rid of it. And I think it's quite sad to see it clash and see it ruining the people. But my experience so far overall, I'm not going to definitely generalize at all that this is how Somali people are. It's just there's people that are anti-Chad and then there are people that are for Chad, and there's always a divide in the world, and it's just their divide in their country regarding Chad. So I look forward to seeing more of it, and I hope that they can at least start to slow the production down or start to slow down the consuming of it. Like just slowing it down would maybe help the society a lot more.
anigu ra'yigan qaadkan ka qabo waxa weeye mashaakilaadkii adduunyadu ma iska farabatay waqtigan ragga inta badan ee qayilaysa dumar xaasba ma leh marka meel walba oo hadda ku geli mayso hadda la yiraahdo masaariif ku filan baa u heli maysid mijinta bilamuranka ma iska cunaya ya mijinta bilamuranka mashquul ba iskaga dhigay wuxuu isleeyahay iskaba ilowid adduunka يا أنا أهم هرت أساسا فكر كيك غبا يا أساسا يقط إلى تانيك.
So after lunchtime in downtown Hargeisa, it's the best time to get Khat. So it's busy, everyone's coming out the house, everyone's full. Between the time of lunch and Dhuhr and Asr, which is lunch at 12:30 to 3 o'clock, people choose. So it's the best time, and they say that Khat is the freshest. So everyone's out here trying to find the best Khat place. So it's full, people are live, they just want to buy the best chew for the day.
It's an unbelievable experience. Of course, you can understand that a lot of them don't want to be seen buying cards. But I think
We were told to stop recording, and although this was intimidating, it was quite interesting to see. This had actually shown us that there is shame within themselves. It's something they don't want the world to see.
that area was just full of men buying card, and it was a bit crazy to see how much they desire it. Especially, I think we've like came to this area at prime time, just as they've just finished their prayers and their lunch. So that was a unreal insight, because I've not seen that yet since I've been in Somaliland. We're about to meet the presidential candidate, Faisal Ali Warab. He's literally a few months away from being elected, and I cannot believe that he's given us the opportunity to obviously speak about Khat. I cannot wait to meet him, and this is going to be an absolute pleasure.
My name is Faisal Ali Warab. I'm the chairman of Justice and Welfare Party.
Do you see a direct link between Khat eating and mental health problems?
Great, yeah. 90% of our people are mentally unfit because of Khat. The 10%, other 10% are those who has been traumatized during the war. Yeah, that's our mental health problem population here. Yeah, that's the two criteria, major criteria. Those who have not eaten Khat and those who are traumatized during the war.
We discussed further with the presidential candidate. It was good to see that someone from the government wanted to make changes. He echoed what others had highlighted. Khat has to be eradicated, and he hopes to be the man to do it.
Somalia and Somaliland are the only governments where the amount of money they spend on Khat is more than the Somaliland annual budget.
So it's one of my last days in Hargeisa, Somaliland, and I just want to say something quickly about Hargeisa. One thing, it is not defined by the Khat. And I'm walking around today through the markets, people selling meat, people selling just a normal market that you'd expect in a third world country. It's just beautiful to witness it in Hargeisa, because people are so, they're just willing, they just want you to come into the shops and experience what they're selling, like the fruits, or have a taste of it.
How friendly were the people to you here?
They're incredible people here. I don't want Khat to define the people here, because they live a normal life. I'm walking through the markets today, and it's not a market just full of addicts. I don't want that to be portrayed here. There are normal people here, majority who are women, by the way, which is amazing to see. Like, there are many countries in the world that we don't get to see women working in the main markets, and this is amazing about Somaliland, I think. They seem like they're free, and there's a lot of freedom here for everyone. So I feel welcomed, and that's what's great about it, and I will miss it.
Would you plan to visit?
Would I plan to come back?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. There's something that I feel like is still undiscovered. Like I need to come back and actually get, like, fully indulge in the culture. Look how much money Somaliland have on their streets. It's unbelievable to see that they can just leave this here, and these guys can just go away from their stall and keep the money there. One interesting fact about Somaliland and Somalia, they're cashless. They don't really, although there's so much cash here, they usually send each other money with cash. With a mobile. Look at the amount here. I don't even know how much is here, but it's unbelievable.
And it's completely safe. So it's really nice being back in Somaliland. I haven't been here for a while. It's nice to connect with my family, my culture, especially being brought up in the West. You feel, although I feel I am a Somali, we're completely disconnected from our culture because we are essentially living a Western culture. So being back here, seeing my people and exploring, being amongst everyone, hearing the noise, the hustle and bustle of the town, honestly, it makes me feel really proud to be back home.
My time in Somaliland may look like it was overshadowed by Khat, but it was a great pleasure for me to finally see the place Moody calls home.
Welcome to Somaliland.
The people are welcoming and proud of where they are from. I hope to return and see the change many seek, and the youth take the country forward for the better. It was also a pleasure for me to experience Somali traditions and embrace the city and villages on my visit here.
I've never been to a country where Islam, the religion, is so strong. Every mosque I've seen, every prayer, the mosques are full of people. There's like 3 floors, they're all packed, and it goes to show, and it proves my point again, that Somali people are the best people on Deen. And Deen means, you know, people that practice their religion. And Somali people, you guys are a great example.
My country, my home, my blood. Somaliland will always be a part of me. I remember my first visit back home like it was yesterday. At the age of 11, the first time I met my cousins and my auntie, and we sat down for hours and hours talking about our culture and our way of life. I remember the first time we walked through the markets and returning here after all those years. And every time I return, it brings back all those memories. I believe in my country. I believe that if we stand together, we can achieve so much. We have the potential to be so great. That's why I made this video, to show that we have an issue and we can't tackle it, but only if we're ready to tackle it. Only if we're ready to accept it. Only if we're ready to talk about it. So to the people of my country, let's love our culture, let's love our country, and together, let's make a change.